Well, good morning and welcome to Brekkie with the Guy Who Sews. My name is Sean for anyone that's new, and I've brought along a brand new guest. It is Michelle from Michelle's Crafts and More. I hope I got the channel name right.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Okay, perfect. If not, lie, and that's okay too. But yes, I'm going to let Michelle introduce herself. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself, where you're located. State is fine, and then a little bit more about your channel as well.
I am Michelle, obviously. I live in North Carolina in the foothills. Um, I do all kinds of crafting, from paper crafting to beading to sewing, and just now getting into crafting and or quilting, and really seem to enjoy it. I mean, I'm not the greatest in the world, but
I'll be either.
I'm making it for family or friends, and so they forgive the boo boos in the quilting and all that.
And that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, and that's one thing, we talk about here on the channel quite a bit is perfection, and that you don't need to be perfect or even close to it, because if you are, that's wonderful. But, a lot of us do make a lot of mistakes. That's why Jack is my very, very bestest friend. And he has been working some overtime this last couple of weeks, but you'll see more tomorrow as a little teaser. I did actually have to use Jack a little bit this week, and I did rip out the bad stuff on the Wizard of Oz quilt, and that actual section, those 9 panels are actually all now together. But you won't get to see that till tomorrow. So, but this is as a thing, it's fixed, which is really, really good. We are using a new program today. I have been using Zoom for a long time, but we decided to give StreamYard a try. So let us know how the sound and the audio is the same thing. Sound and lighting and video and everything else is working. So far, it looks like it's working pretty well for me. But I'd just like to hear your feedback as well on this. Let's see who is here with us this morning. We have a nice little crowd so far. Let me scroll back up to the top and see who is with us. Michelle, good morning. And my your craft hubby is here, Mr. Mike. Brenda Foley is here. Good morning. It's always good to see you. And Janine Vincent is here from Riddle, Oregon. I love my West Coast people who hop up at 5 o'clock in the morning, even if they just roll roll over and open their eyes. Judy Herbert, good morning as well. Josie Brown, Pat Strawhouse, our friend Deb from Inquiltfect is here with us as well. And if you have a challenge here, go ahead and put your link, not your command in. It should be ! And your first name. So for Deb, actually it'd be Debbie, because I have a Deb as well, who I haven't seen just yet, but she's probably lurking around somewhere. Dawn Stewart. Russ is here as well from Quilt Meets World. He is a wonderful gentleman. We had him on 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. I don't know what I had for breakfast this morning. Oh, I haven't had breakfast yet. Okay. Anyway, Lisa is here as well. I'll put her link in. Hopefully these are all popping in. Yes, okay. Melanie Taylor, and let's see, Dragonflies for Donna. Katie Krause is here with us. My friend Kathy from My Hobby Home. Tessa House. And I know I'm going to miss people. And good evening to Pam. It's good to see you as well. Joyce Hernandez. Yes, you, Nancy. Charlotte is here with us as well. Lori Colgan. Kathy Klein and Joyce Hernandez. And, oh, Jesus. Sorry, I'm still learning how this all works. Okay, good evening to my friend Catherine from Tasmania, Australia. Bonjour to Nadine. Chloe Morgan, good morning as well. Good morning to Rob from Quilting in the Man Cave. Let's throw his link in as well. Okay, where am I at? I'm actually at a friend's house today. We're vacationing and hanging out with a friend, and I decided why not drag my quilting studio with us. So that's why it looks a little different to normal. We will be back in our normal place very soon. Next week, you see me, I'll be back home in the correct location. But I did not want to miss out on hanging out with you guys today because I missed you all last week. So if you missed last week's, I put out a video last week, which was the QuiltCon versus Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival. If you missed that video, go check it out. It was a lot of fun there. I figured if I wasn't going to be live, at least let's put something up for you all to watch. Okay, so I think I've caught everybody. No, hang on, this chat's just flying again. Okay, what did you miss, Debbie? Not a whole lot. We were just talking about Michelle, and then what were we talking about? I can't remember. Anyway, go back and watch the replay. What you might have missed, but it wasn't a um, whole lot. We were just introducing, saying hi, everybody. EJ's daughter is here with us. Okay, pressing fabric this morning is what Kathy's doing. Okay, yeah. So why don't we talk about what we're doing today, besides stumbling around and sounding like, well, believes me, sound like I'm crazy.
I am going to be working on a dinosaur quilt for one of my granddaughters in Florida for Christmas.
Oh, that's awesome.
One of the last 3 quilts that I've got to make, and this one I'm just making up as I go along.
Okay, because I was going to ask, is it the Elizabeth Hartman pattern? Because I know she has a wonderful dinosaur pattern, and it's like that's kind of brave. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one when it's done. So, are you planning on sharing progress updates on that?
I can, post pictures on YouTube because the grandkids won't see it, but it's basically just going to be like I've got this made this way, and then when I go to attach the next piece, I'll have the gold in the middle of the other block. So that way I don't have to worry about matching seams and all that. I'm,
Excellent.
I'm cheating and being lazy. Don't tell
Hey,
anybody.
there's no rules. Oh, I have some of that fabric.
I bought a bunch of it because my granddaughter in Tennessee is doing her baby's room in dinosaurs. So I was making all kinds of dinosaur stuff for her. And then my middle granddaughter of the 3 little ones in Florida is into dinosaurs. So I had to have plenty to do both.
Excellent. Can someone in the chat let me know real quick, are the closed captions working? Hang on, what's going on here? Did we just lose the sound on you, Michelle?
I can hear you.
Oh, hang on, I was on a different screen. That's why. Never mind. That makes more sense. Okay, so it looks like Giovanna has popped in as well. My friend Ange Slows is here. Good morning to Amy. I know I'm going to miss people. Like the chat is flying this morning, and that's fantastic. I love seeing everybody interacting in the chat and everything else, but I am going to miss stuff. So if you have a question for me, go ahead and tag at the guy who sews. That way it comes up for me in bright orange, and I'll be able to see it just a little bit better. I'm not ignoring people. I'm just having trouble keeping up with everything. Okay, so George is here as well. This is good one. Okay, so what am I going to work on besides stumbling around? Good morning, Annette. I can go attempt to make clue 6 of the puzzle mystery quilt, the, what was it called now? Tree of Life. I get so confused because we had the Tree of Life going on, and then Wild West starts in a few weeks. And so I've put all my fabric pieces together. It's all pre-cut, which makes it nice and easy. And now we just have to go ahead and put it all together. So hopefully we'll make it through without visiting my very, very bestest friend. I make no promises. Okay, so let's see. And you're working on the dinosaur block. And okay, CC is working. Perfect. Okay, because I set it up in YouTube to say yes, put closed captions on, but then I wasn't seeing it in the YouTube control studio. So I wasn't 100% sure. And I figured if I turned it on and to get the sound, it would have echo and it was just going to be bad. Okay, let's see. All right, so what were we going to talk about? I had questions here. Let's go ahead and ask what motivated you to start a channel?
Well, years ago, because I lived last night, and I started my channel in 2012, of all things. But I took a 7-year hiatus because the group that I was with and crafting with, they all just started getting really ridiculous and a lot of backbiting and craziness. And we were all doing crafting, and of course I do canning, and collect different things and stuff like that. So it's just kind of a hodgepodge, and everybody wanted to know what I was up to, so that was the reason I started it. And then when the craziness started, I just kind of took a step back and said, okay, I'm done with YouTube. I'll just watch videos here and there. And then when I decided to start sewing again, I started looking up videos and watching everybody else and became friends with some. And they're like, start your channel back up. So here I
Mm-hmm.
am.
I was one of those. No, it's good to have you back. So if you haven't checked out Michelle's channel so far, please do so because she is a lot of fun. And you can either put an exclamation point Michelle or exclamation point guest. Anytime I have a guest on, I put their link under the guest link. So if you can't remember if you can't remember their name or you don't know how to spell their name and they're the guest of the day, you can just go ahead and put in guest, and then that way you're good. Good morning to Miss Fallon. It's good to see you as well. Let's see, and good morning to Andy. She is a wonderful lady out there in Arizona, I believe it is. And she has a wonderful, wonderful channel. And she also has a wonderful podcast that she does along with her friend Tori. That is a lot of fun as well. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and do so. It's a lot of fun. You'll be they sit there and like do interviews of different quilters, and they're about 20, 30 minutes long, and they do it both as a podcast audio wise, so that way you can listen to it as you're like commuting to work or that sort of thing there as well. So that is awesome. I don't know if I said good morning to Mona or not, but if I didn't, good morning to Miss Mona. It's good to see her as well, and I love watching her channel when I get a chance. She has a lot of fun, as does all my content creator friends. Like, check them all out. Rob has great content. Jess, who just popped into the chat, has great content. Go ahead and throw your links in as well as you pop in if you want. So, okay, so Lynette's in San Diego today. Looks like a lot of us are traveling, so that is awesome. Okay, so we've done that part. Donnell said I need to watch steps 5 through 7 here, so I will definitely do that. I have to watch everything carefully because when I'm doing this live, I tend to make a lot of mistakes. All right, let's see what's happening here. Okay, so we talked about how you, what motivated to start your channel and how you've revamped it. Are you enjoying the revamp? Like, have you enjoyed the process since you revamped it?
I am. There'll probably still be a lot of different things. Like I may throw in some cooking and recipe type stuff. I know in a couple weeks I'm going on a vacation, so I may do a quick video of pictures of the beach or something, and of course I'll leave my girls out of it because they're not going to want to be in a video, which is understandable. Right. But because like right now I have stomach issues, so I'm having to learn to cook and do different things different ways because the glyphosate that they spray on wheat and other things here in the United States is just wreaking havoc on my stomach. So that means no breads, no pastas, all the good stuff I can't have.
Oh, that's no fun.
So
yeah,
I
they always,
relearn how to eat with certain things so that I can still say, okay, I've had spaghetti, but I've used spaghetti squash or whatever.
See if that works. Sorry, I just had EJ's daughter is here with us, and she tried putting her link in, but I did not have her link in before. But if you want to, we'll try it again now, and it should now pop in. And she is apparently 1 subscriber away from 500. So if you have not checked out EJ's daughter's channel, duck over and give it a look, and we'll see if we can get her to 500. We just need one person to go over and hit that subscribe button for it, and it'd be great to get her to 500 if we can. So that is awesome. Okay, so let's see. Teresa says, thank you for your t-shirt quilt videos. It's very helpful. I finished quilt this week. That is awesome. I love hearing that. Like, I love making t-shirt quilts when I can, and putting the tutorial together was it took a while. It took a lot longer than I expected it to be, but I'm so glad that, I've had a few people reach out and say they've been helpful. So thank you for that. I always love hearing the feedback, whether it's positive or if you have constructive criticism where like, be nice. But if you have suggestions on how I can make my tutorial videos better, I'm all ears. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along. I try to make tutorial videos the way I want to learn. But if you have a suggestion where you could, I could potentially make it better, don't be afraid to say something. Just be kind. Which I know you all are. There are some not so nice people out there as well. So, okay, let's see. Brenda says she doesn't
Thank
need wings or
God
pasta.
to be there because I just subbed.
Okay, so she's now hit the 5. Let's go take a look. She's probably at like 505 now. 507. Okay, so we definitely got her over the 500 hump. That is awesome. Okay, so Fallon now has power. They were out for 2 days with what was it, Beryl, I think it was. Okay, perfect. So thank you for everyone that ducked over to EJ's daughter and subscribed there. So that is excellent. Glad to hear that you got your power back. Yeah, losing power during storms is never fun. We sometimes lose power when the hurricanes roll up the East Coast. It hasn't happened in a few years, thankfully, but I think that run will come to an end soon.
Yeah, poor Andrea. She's had a heck of a time with no power down there, and it'll come back on, and then a transformer blows, and then it goes back out. And so I think she's finally back where maybe she needs to be. I hadn't heard if she had power this morning yet or not.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in the chat yet, but if she had power, she might be sleeping in, enjoying the air conditioning. So, okay, good evening, Jan. It's good to see you. She is my mate from Western Australia. So we've got people from all over the place. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and just ask everybody real quick. And see, I'm getting fancy now. We have text at the bottom where I can ask questions. What state or country are you watching from? Let's see where we are going with all of our wonderful friends and see where everyone's watching from. And now I need to go back to the other screen and see what's going on. Give me a couple of weeks and I'll actually look like I know what I'm doing. Good morning to Guess Who, Nancy. I did see your message earlier, like saying good morning. I don't know that I responded to it. I get so distracted. Okay. Let's see. Okay, and yeah, I'd love to know too, who else is doing the new Wild West Puzzle Mystery Ball? I see someone's doing the Mystic Cactus. I forget who it was. But okay, so Guess Who, Nancy's from Western Kentucky. Ohio is Mona. Angie's in Great Britain, England. Wyoming is Joyce. We've got a couple of time zones already represented. North Carolina, I know we've got some folks on the West Coast. Top Florida, USA is what Rob told us. Okay, Mona's asking, how do I like to stream now? So far, I'm enjoying it. I really do like it. It's and I'm just using the free version for right now. So I think we'll try the new one and see how that works out. Okay, Mike is doing Mystic Cactus. Katie's Crafts is in Colorado. So now we have all 4 time zones represented. Ella says that's how it was for us. Ours was cut twice after getting power back. Once was a transformer, the other time was a tree falling on a line, but only out 2 to 4 hours each time. Okay, not too bad. It's always nice when you get it back on fairly quickly. When we lived, we had an apartment before we bought the house, and it was really nice living there because we were on the same circuit as Walmart. So when power went out, we were like the first ones to get it back. Okay, Giovanna is from Italy, northern Italy, and not far from where Lorenzo lives. And Annette is on Team Tumbleweed. That's a beautiful colorway. And I am doing, I think everyone knows by now, I'm doing Tombstone. So that is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, Andy says Phoenix, Arizona. Come see her at QuiltCon in February 2025. Yeah, if you're anywhere near Arizona next February and you're able to make it out to QuiltCon, go see it. Just being able to meet all the people is, good enough reason as well to go see that wonderful show. Okay, who is my guest today? This is Michelle. She has her own channel called Michelle's Crafts and More. Oh, hang on. What did I just do? I'm back here. Sorry. Okay, so yep, Michelle. Did I just kicked Michelle off? Whoops. Okay, let's get her back. No, there we go. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, we're using StreamYards. It's a new program, and I'm still learning, and I'm learning while we're live. So we are
Trial
going to
by
make this.
fire.
Sorry,
Trial by fire.
trial by fire. I think let's just throw it up here, see how things are going, and yeah, see how it goes. Okay, so Jordy says it was hard to choose which one. Yeah, it was hard to choose for me. So what I did is I let someone else choose for me. I just thought that was the way to go. And so Amber picked out Tombstone for me, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's so different to what I would, what I would pick for myself. And that's one of the reasons I had Amber pick for me, because I was like, okay, let's just do something off the wall, that sort of thing there. Okay, so Donnell is asking, when does Wild West start shipping for the ones who ordered monthly? Everything should ship out, all things going well. February, not February. That's next year's. July 26th. So you have just under 2 weeks before it ships out. They may ship early if they're ahead. I've seen that happen before. And depending on when you ordered, it might be a day or two late. Worst case, like if they run into issues. But they've done this a few times now where they've done the full boxes and the monthly, and I think they've worked out most of the kinks. So I make no promises, of course. And did I do this right? Yes. Okay, perfect. But yet they should ship out February 26th. Okay, so Mona says she's skipping this one. I'm behind in this one. Yeah, it's easy to fall behind if you're not careful. The only reason I stay caught up is because I'm an ambassador and I want to stay caught up, to fulfill my obligations. But the nice thing is if you get behind, is you can go ahead and catch up fairly quickly, because each of these clues usually take about 45 minutes to an hour, and you don't have to worry about cutting them. I mean, you just unpack it and sew. All right, so I've made some progress. I've made this so far. I'm working on clue 6 of the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, the Tree of Life, in the, what's it called? Purple Mist. I'll get it right in a minute. Colorway. And then, what were you working on again, Michelle?
A dinosaur quilt. As soon as I finish this row, I'll show you what it looks like so far.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I remember you showing the fabric a little bit ago, and I'm like, hey, I've got that stuff at home. So that is really, really neat. Okay, let's see. What have we got here? Piece of string. Okay, so let's see. Andy, yes, we can hop on Zoom to work on Wild West. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask the viewer the question real quick, because I actually put these in as well. Okay, so now since we have Brekkie, the guy who sews, we love talking about food, and I wanted to ask, when it comes to hash browns, do you like shredded or cubed? Because that's the two main ways of having it here, right? Am I missing one?
I like shredded hash browns, but if I do cubed, I just want the fried potatoes.
Gotcha. Okay. That is awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm more cubed. I mean, I don't mind shredded, but I think definitely for me, it's more the cube. But yeah, I'd love to hear, especially from the audience as well, which one they prefer. Okay, Jan says you realize I'm sitting in a different room. Yes, I'm actually you're hanging out with a friend today. So we're over hanging out with them. So I figured, why not go live today? I didn't want to skip 2 weeks in a row. So there we go. Donnell says all of the above. I love all forms of potato. Joycey likes shredded. Judy says either way. Janice, I think is how it's pronounced, says shredded as well. So it's good, seeing all the answers here as well. Fallon says cubed. Josie says cubed. Brenda says mock potato, cauliflower cubed. I can't do the cauliflower. price and that sort of thing there. It just doesn't. I've tried it. Amanda loves it. I can't do it. You know, you make it work. So, okay. So Jess says shredded, but homemade. I want cubed. Mike says cube of blue cheese. Mona says she hasn't met a potato she hasn't liked. I love reading y'all's comments. I really do. Okay, let's see. Eva. Okay, so yeah, apparently if I make potatoes for everybody one day, I don't have to worry about which ones. Okay,
All right,
that's good to know.
Sort of what I got so far.
Oh, very nice.
I did not want any of the seams to match up. I just wanted it to, you know, go every which way.
That's awesome. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I get this right. That's wrong. D. Yeah. That's not right. Dang it. Why ain't that a kick in the guts? Okay, well, where's my friend Jack? Yeah, that's not right.
I'll say, do you need to borrow mine?
Oh, no, never mind. It's fine. Just didn't have it turned the right way. Okay, now we're in business. Okay, thank you all for bearing with me while I figured this out. Because I was like, I looked at it include like step 1 and it looked right, and then you get to step 3 and you add, or step 4, whichever one it is. And it suddenly started looking wrong. And I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong here?
Thank you, Mona and Josie and Donnell.
Yeah, Mona says I like that. It looks like a brick wall. I was thinking the same thing. It really does look like a brick wall, and it looks really, really, really nice. Jan says it's a bit early for Jack. Yeah, thankfully he isn't needed. I thought he was, but I had to turn the fabric, and then it suddenly became clear. And that's my problem, because I don't like reading the words. I like following the pictures. And so that's another question we could all ask. We don't need to have that banner anymore. We've already asked that question. When you have a pattern, are you someone that likes to like a pattern that's heavy in pictures and follow the pictures only? Do you like to read the pattern, or do you or are you good and do both?
I tend to do both. I like to read it through first so I have an idea what's going on, and then I look at pictures, and you know, that way it kind of helps me to orient everything as well.
It's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm just bad. I'm definitely one that reads the pictures. You might saying the same thing. He says pictures very visual here. I'm definitely a visual learner. Yeah, so when I see patterns like this where it's mostly pictures and they have text, I just don't read the text unless I have to. It's nice having the text there in case I need to refer to it. But yeah, if I can get away with not having to read any of the text, that's even better. Okay, but Annette says I read first. That might be something I need to do, is read the pattern first and then just go use the pictures. But with the puzzle mystery quilt, a lot of times I find as long as I follow the pictures, I'm okay. But I just got twisted around this morning. But yeah, no harm done. Jack did need to come out and work. And I would have been even more upset if I'd actually used Jack and then realized I didn't have to. Okay, so we've got this far. Lisa says that she has a pattern as inspiration in the guideline, then she changes it. And that's great. I mean, I think that's fun that you can do that. I tend to change the colors a lot. Mostly pictures is what Andy said. Donnell says pictures on the PMQ. Josie prefers pictures and video tutorials. Good morning, Deb S. It's good to see you as well. come back here. Okay.
Morning, Deb.
Kathy says exactly patterns I suggest. I like recipes. Yeah, I totally believe that. Like, yeah, patterns you don't have to follow them 100%. If you want to change something up, you go right on ahead. Like a recipe, you do what you need to do to make it work for you. So that makes it more fun. Okay. After cutting follows pictures. Okay. Oh, that was for sure when he said he needed Jag. Okay. Yep. People often don't have to use Jag. I think it's a lot of fun. We need to giggle and have some fun with it, So nothing wrong there. But I'm glad we didn't have to actually make use of it. But I knew where he was just in case I needed it. So just one of these things thinking I'm going to get so much work done, and then I realize it's 8:30 and I've got like 6 pieces of fabric stitched together. But that's okay. All right, new comments. What's going on here? Okay, Katie Craft says I read the pattern and make my own notes in Chris speak. Okay. Let's see. Paula. Good morning, Paula. It's good evening to you. He says, hello there. Just a quick check-in before the tennis. Only one form of hash brown here, Sean, which would be the ones from McDonald's, the big big hash browns you get from McDonald's. We're on snow watch for the Southern Downs border region midweeks. Memories, see if it happens. Yeah, that'd be fun to see if you guys get snowed. Well, not in Queensland, but down in the snowy mountains. It'd be fun to see if you guys get snowed. Because down in Australia, it is coming into the depths of winter while we're up here sweltering to death. So, all right, so we've got this much done already. And I'm assuming this time of year tennis, I think it's Wimbledon, is that right? Let me know if I'm right on that one there. I mean, my friend Paula is dedicated to she's up at 10:30 at night watching the tennis. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, scroll down on this one. I'm so disorganized this morning. New program, new location. But yeah, we're making it work. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this.
Yeah, when I go on vacation, I won't be taking any sewing stuff because I'll have both my girls with me and we just want to spend time together and have fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Amanda said to me like midweek, she's like, you going to do a live on Saturday? I was like, no, what do you think? She's like, you should. So here I am. And I asked Michelle, I said, hey, do you want to go? You want to be my guest? And she's like, sure. So there you are. Good morning, Glory. It is good to see you. Okay, Paul was asking my earlier than usual. No. We went to daylight savings back in March, so that our times do change twice a year because where they are in Queensland, they don't observe daylight savings time. So yeah, if you haven't been on a live since your summertime, we would be on an hour earlier than you'd be used to. So that might be what it is. Okay, yes, it's Wimbledon men's finals tomorrow. England plays football against Spain tomorrow as well. Which contest? Is that the Euro? Yeah, what it's called. My kids talk about it. Not Eurovision. One of the big European soccer tournaments. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, thank you, Brenda. Okay, so Brenda's asking Michelle what your favorite video she has made so far. I think that's a good question for both of us, to be honest.
That I have made?
Yes.
Oh gosh. I don't know, because everything's been like, for the most part, short little videos. I'd say probably the one where I was showing off all of my weird knives that my mom decided that I needed to have.
Okay. That's cool.
They're like, they have like faces and stuff when they're put together, and you can hang them on a wall. And then when you pull them apart, you've got the knife on the inside. Not that, they'd be worth doing anything with. You couldn't, cut a steak or anything with them, but they're just weird and unique, and I like them.
That's fun. I'll have to go check that one out later on. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so for me, this one, it's hard to think about because I have so many videos out. I've done so many wonderful things. I've had so many wonderful lives with wonderful guests. But I think if I had to pick a favorite video, I'm going to say I have to narrow it down to two. And it'll be the two trunk quilt shows that I do around Christmas each year. Because it's where we have, the 20 to 25 people joining us all, showcasing off their favorite quilts. So that's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work putting that together. Trying to meet up with 20 people over a period of a month or two, putting all the videos together and everything else. It's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it's so well received. It's such a wonderful video. I think for sure that would have to be my favorite one as well. Okay, Rob is asking, can I record a tutorial on setting up a live? Are you asking like how to set this up, like on StreamYard? Because if so, that would be a great idea, and I can try and do that in the very, very near future. So, because it's fairly, this is fairly easy. It's a lot easier than Zoom, which is nice. So yeah, no, we'll have to work on that. Find 20 minutes for me to be able to do that. Brenda's saying yes, absolutely, that is fun troubleshooting. If you haven't seen those, go check those out. It'll be on my home channel page. I can put the link in real quick if you need it. Let me just go ahead and do that just to make life easier on everybody. But it'll come up like under popular videos because they have more views than most of mine, which is neat. Okay, let's see. My videos. And there's two of them. Hang on. Let me just go to my... Okay, where are we? Come here. Share. Back to this. And... Okay. So that'll give you something to watch later on. For anyone that doesn't know, they're about 2 hours. It's a 2-hour show, but we have each content creator come on for about 5 minutes. They introduce themselves and then they showcase their favorite quilt. And it's a lot of fun hearing the stories because some of these quilts are fairly new, and then some of them are, some of them are ages old. Like I remember Amy's quilt from last year. Like that, she made that was like one of her first quilts. It has such wonderful sentimental value. The story is super fun as well. So yeah, go check that out. And there's one from last year and there's one from the year before as well. And they have totally different creators on there. So you actually get to meet a whole bunch of people all at once. So that is fun. Okay, Lisa says if you use the free StreamYard version, they have a lot of tutorials to help you. Yeah, and that's what I'm using right now. It's very, very easy to use. Like setting up the account's probably the hardest part you got to run across, and that's fairly straightforward as well. Okay, so we've got that done.
Rob's in Florida, right?
Sorry?
Rob's in Florida, right?
Yes. Yeah, he said very hot Florida earlier, I think. So yeah, he's in Florida.
He's still in the preheating phase of Florida.
Preheating phase. Hey, Heifer, it's good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's see. What have we got here? Oh, we've got to do some flying geese. Okay, so Jan's picking on me now. She says, oh my God, did I just see you use an iron? Yes, you did. I have been ironing. I've been good. I used to be very, very much against ironing my seams, but when I made the scarecrow block, about 12 months ago, that absolutely kicked my tail, and that's where I learned that ironing is important. Ironing your seams is very, very important. So if you're stubborn like me, listen to me, use your iron. That is my tip for everybody this morning. because it will come back and haunt you.
Hey, Leanna.
Hiya, Leanna. Good morning. How are you? She says hi to Sean and Michelle. Hello to everyone on the chat. I'm lurking and working on my Christmas star quilt. How about we all say that 3 times fast? Okay, Deb's put up her ornament video. Where's yours? Yeah, there's, are you part of that collab that everyone's in?
Yes, I've already put mine up.
Okay, so do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because I think I was invited to that, but I believe I declined just because I have too many things going on at once. But why don't you talk about that for anyone that doesn't know what's happening here?
Okay, what we did is we've got a group of us together, and we're all making an ornament, and it's, any kind. It can be whatever craft you're into, whether it's fabric, paper, beading. It runs the gamut. We're putting a video up. Each channel is drawing a winner at the end of this month from all their comments, and they're going to win a prize. Then we submit all those names to Mona, and Mona will put them all in a pot and draw a grand finale winner. And then whoever that is, we all send them a gift, so they get all kinds of stuff all at once.
That is awesome. So, is Mona's heading this up, correct?
Mona and Lisa, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to throw Mona's link in the chat along with Lisa. So that, oh, hang on. Ah, there we go. It took a second. So that way, anyone that hasn't seen this so far can go over and check out their channels and see what's going on. It's a lot of fun. As I said, it would have been fun to join in on fun, but I'm stretched way too thin as it is. So I made the smart decision for me and decided I'll just live vicariously through all the other ladies and gents. Who might just be Mike. And see how that all goes. Okay, so that is a good point. Joy is saying here that she still doesn't get most notifications. It seems like recently YouTube did something. They go through like once or twice a year and they seem to clear everybody out. So if you're not getting any notifications, go through to all your favorite channels that you subscribe to. And it's probably just best to unsubscribe and then just resubscribe. We'll cry for 4 seconds while you're gone, but when you come back, we'll be happy again. And then just hit that notification bell a second time. It just seems like sometimes they kick you out, even though you don't want to. But if you do that, that tends to fix whatever problem you have. So, okay, Mona says it's been fun except for a burnt finger. Whoops. Okay. Lisa says Mona's the organizer along for the ride. Charlotte's working on a Hunter Star quilt that she used an AccuQuilt to cut out. Oh, that must be nice. The AccuQuilt's a beautiful thing, but I make so many different shapes with the Art East and that sort of thing there. I had to buy every die I had and then create some more to make it work for me. So I don't see myself getting one anytime soon. Although, actually, if you're watching and you want to send me one, I'm all ears. But that's not going to happen. That's okay.
Mona, I can tell you don't use your hot glue gun often because you don't have asbestos fingers, and that hot glue can get very hot if you're not careful.
Amanda was using a hot glue gun, I don't know, a year or two ago, and she blistered her fingers on it. Like, you've got to be very, very, very careful with those hot glue guns. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've burnt myself, and as many times as I've burnt myself over the years, it's not quite as bad now if I do get hot glue on me. So.
You have chef's hands now?
Yeah, I've got the asbestos hands now.
Yeah, we call it chef's hands. I used to work at Chick-fil-A for 4 years, and when I started in the kitchen, like everything burnt me. And then after one of my colleagues was like, "Oh, don't worry, you'll have chef's hands by the end of it. You'll be fine." And so now, like you go to a restaurant, I tell you, "Oh, the plate's hot." I'm like, "Just give it to me. It's fine." I did that the other day. We went for lunch and they handed me what they said was a hot plate. I'm like, I didn't even, it just felt warm to me. So it comes in handy though sometimes. Like, You don't have to worry about it. Mike says it's a hot glue gun. Yes, but yeah, it's just yeah, you wouldn't think it is as hot as it is, but oh, there's a smart idea. Jan says she always uses gloves. That's probably what we should all do. Um,
Yeah,
there we
I've
go.
got like those little silicone or rubber finger things that you're supposed to use, and to be honest, I don't even know where I put them.
Whoops. That's why. Well, the best way to find them is go out and buy another pair.
Right?
Take them out of the package, and then they'll magically appear. Happens every time. I think Jeff Bezos and the Amazon Corporation have worked it out somehow that their products get hide after 6 months, so you have to go back and buy more. Okay. Very, very exciting. Rob just says, woohoo, I just hit 300 subs. That is super exciting for him. Congratulations to you, Rob, for that. It's been fun following your journey. And you're getting a great little following there. I'm super excited to see that as well. Well, Lisa's saying, Mike LL, you mean room temperature glue does not ooze out of a hot glue gun? Well, maybe they should put warnings on here for people like they do for coffee. It says, caution, hot. Yes, if you haven't seen Rob's channel, go check it out. He has a lot of fun, and he also sometimes puts what's it called? The doggos on there as well. He has, I think, 3 or 4 dogs that live with him. It's always fun to see his fur babies as well. Did Mike do something bad? What's going on here? View deleted message. Oh, okay. I'll have to fix Nightbot again. I've seen people squeeze it without being okay. Oh, that's fine, not an issue. Yeah, the Nightbot tends to be a little sensitive. When I set it up, I think I've told this story before, but you can all hear it again if you have to. I found a blacklist word, list of potentially bad words. And I just copied and pasted it into Nightbot and figured, if it's a little too sensitive, I can always remove words. But I didn't want someone popping in and, put bad stuff on there. Thankfully, it seems like 8 o'clock in the morning is a good time to go live because all the seems like all the trolls and the spammers and that sort of thing are either passed out from the night before or haven't got out of bed yet. So, but that's how it goes. Okay, what is going on here? Oh, I lost my pen.
Yeah, I've been offering my moderating services to a sewing channel called Adventures with Disabilities. And she's been making like some Barbie clothes and a blouse for herself. And she has had so many trolls here lately that it was just like, let me be your moderator and I'll start kicking them out.
It's sad that happens. I've been very, very fortunate so far, where I've really haven't had any. Not that I'm inviting anybody. But yeah, it seems like some people just get hit a lot, and then others. But yeah, I think they're all sleeping in. Jan is asking, does anyone make bags and pouches? I'm so enjoying making them. I use fabric and faux leather. Bags are fun. I don't do them very often. It's not my true passion. That's the word I was looking for. But they are a lot of fun to make. If you looking for a channel that does a lot of fun bags, you can go check out my friend Amber. What's this? Why have I got this sticky thing? I think I'm at the bottom of my keyboard. I'll figure that one out later. Okay, but anyway, Amber is a great resource for that. She and she's the one that picked my colorway for me. She does a lot of bags. Because I'm sure there's a bunch of other wonderful channels out there as well. But yeah, if you want to do something different here and there, bags are a fun way to entertain yourself.
Morning, Michelle.
Oh, the other Michelle. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Okay, Jan, they are so fun. I just ordered some mesh to make beach bags. Mona did what does bag too. Okay, perfect. I didn't realize that Mona did bags. That's right. I think she started off with that before she just milk, very well. Okay. We will get that right. Okay, Leanna did started recently as well. Okay, yeah. So apparently a few of my friends are now doing bags as well. So yeah, go check out some of those channels. Mona, Amber, Leanna. Okay, something's not right here. Okay. Yep. So apparently Mona's a really good resource for that. So I just totally forgot about that. I remember now that when she started her channel, I think she transitioned from bags to making quilts, if I remember correctly. Is that right, Mona? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I usually am. And that's okay. Okay, Charlotte says she used to make a lot of bags. I've made a ton of the drawstring project bags, and I used to make those for knitters and crocheters. I still do on occasion, but not as much since I started quilting. And they're a lot of fun. I actually entered one into the state fair a couple of years ago just to see what would happen. And I actually picked up a third place ribbon for my bag, and it was just a simple drawstring bag. And it went into, they didn't actually have a section for bags. It was just, which was weird. It was just, I had to put it under like sewing others. So to pick up a third place in that section, I thought was pretty neat. So, all right. Leanna says, George is a moderator now and track them and now Nightbot leaves her alone. Okay, perfect. Okay. Good morning, John. It is good to see. I think it is John, not Curtis, right? John and Curtis are both there, but I think John's the main one that pops in. Let's just see. I think I have the. Let's see if that works. Well, it might be under guys. I can't remember how I have you guys listed. If not, I'll post you a link real quick. Good morning, Linda. She says, good morning and all in chat. Going to work, making bags today, and tomorrow Christmas will be here soon. Yeah, it comes up so quickly. Okay, so with John and Curtis Guyscraft 2, their link, if you ever need it, is going to be under !guys, GUIS. And I got it to post. And if you're looking for these later on, let's go look for my guess. Because yeah, these links I'm telling you only work during the live event itself. The Nightbot does not work when there's no live chat. So, okay. Brenda says, song came to mind. Sean's got a new brand new backyard. Okay, so we're getting very close to finishing section 6A. So we're doing pretty good with this. I'll do even better when I can get the seam to press open. Okay, so everyone's saying good morning to everybody. Linda popped in and everyone's saying hi to her, which is really, really neat. Okay, let's see. I had more questions I had to ask you, and I should be more organized. But okay, so let's get back to your channel real quick. I was going to ask you what tips or advice would you give, since you're fairly new to like rebooting this, what sort of tips or advice would you give to someone that's considering starting their own channel?
Just do it. Even if you think that it's not something that somebody would want to watch, you'd be surprised at, who will watch what.
That's very, very, very true. I didn't think anybody would watch mine. And every week you'll show up and I love you all for it. So yeah, just give it a go. Like find your niche, find what you want to talk about, and just go ahead and do it. And I would like to add to that and say, don't be afraid to ask for help from other resources. Reach out to the content creators that you watch. Some of the bigger channels may not be able to answer you as quickly. So if you know a smaller one like myself or Mona, and Mona's pretty big these days. But like reach out to your favorites and just say, hey, if you have a question and ask, if if we have time, which we usually can, especially if it's something quick, we can easily, we do not mind answering questions. Some of the big channels with 100,000 subscribers may not have the time to read your email in a timely manner and reply, but they will where they can as well. But I hope that all makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I had Debbie at Quilt Fact. I had Donnell at Donnell's Stitchery, and others saying, just do it. Just start making videos again and reboot your channel. And even if it stays a hodgepodge, because say you enjoy cooking and canning or baking and sewing and paper crafting and whatever, you're going to hit people in all different genres.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, you'd be surprised at how well it goes. Like it's not easy. Like sometimes you'll start and it's hard to get traction. So if you're looking for instant success, or you think you're going to go viral in your first video, I'm here to break your heart and say it may happen, but probably not going to happen. But if you do it because you enjoy it, it's going to be a wonderful journey, and the success will come with you. Okay, Liliana says she has to go. Okay, well, thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit. It's always good to have you from however long you can be here with us. Okay, Kathy at My Hobby Home says, I love answering questions for new creators. I'm still a bit new. I still think I'm new. I mean, I've only been doing this a couple of years.
And Lisa said, go on a live stream with her or somebody else that you follow and you've gotten to talk to over, the chat and stuff. Because, that's what they did with me was, Debbie had me on, Donnell's had me on, Lisa's had me on, now you. Mm-hmm. And, the more interaction you have like that, even if it's just, feels like one-on-one and you feel like you're talking to your computer, you're actually reaching a whole lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Just do it. Just jump in with both feet. I'm probably the most introverted person you'll ever come across. If I can do it, I'm telling you, anyone really can. So that's awesome advice. Okay, so block 1 is done. I have not ever seen a block look like this on a puzzle mystery quilt, so I'm very, very interested to see how this all comes together in the final product. There is a second one of these, but we're making that at a different time because that'll be in my time lapse. So we'll now move on to block 1B, which is going to be super easy because it's just basically 3 flying geese on top of each other. Okay, thank you, Mike. He says, nice, Sean. Okay. Deb S says, Motor and Lisa have made me brave enough to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Just jump in and do it with both feet. And that's not the right one. Go. Okay.
And if you're afraid of showing your face on camera, because that's another thing. A lot of people don't want their face out there. Don't put your face on the camera. Have the camera angled down and show what you're working on or what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's a very, very good point. I mean, I think it's Kimberly at the Pajama Quilter. She does that. She's got a very successful channel. I think she has close to 1,000 subscribers, and she does not show her face.
And a lot of people don't even talk on theirs. I watch several sewing quilting channels, and all they do is they play music, and you watch them do the sewing.
Yeah, there's a very big channel. I think she has like 50 or 60,000 subscribers down in Australia who does not show her face either. So yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but that is a very, 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 very good point. But there you go. Anyone that's motivated, jump in, give it a go. Let me know so I can help you out wherever I can. And we'll go from there. Show your hands and do voiceover. Yeah, absolutely. And then Kathy has got her 1-year YouTube anniversary tomorrow, I believe, is what she's said a couple of times, and I keep getting distracted. Yeah, I think what helps the most is be active with your viewers and within the community. Absolutely. I totally agree with that there as well. Okay, so Okay, perfect. All right.
And even if you only put out, say, one video a week, and, like my video for this week was a quick unboxing. And, it's a short video, but it keeps things moving along. It doesn't necessarily have to be, showing a project or showing how to do something.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And yeah, if you ever want to talk about that sort of stuff, reach out to me. I'll help you out if I can. Brenda says she does like to see and hear them, and that's true. And that might be a thing too, where you start off with your camera down, and then after a while you get more confidence. So, but yeah, let's talk about your channel just a little bit more, real quick, and just see, like, when someone comes to Michelle's Crafts and More, what would a viewer expect to see, and what makes you unique? Like, what sets you out from the rest of the wonderful YouTube community when they come to visit you? I'm asking you all the difficult questions, aren't
Yeah,
I?
probably just the fact that I'm a little crazy and I am going to do whatever sparks my interest at the time. And, I enjoy doing different crafts and, figuring things out and just doing it, and I'm sure there's going to be people that get mad because I make mistakes when I'm sewing or quilting. But, that's just a part of it. I want, like, when I go to a channel, I want to see the mistakes and see them be fixed. I don't want it to be perfect. So that's what I try and show when I make a mistake. I mean,
Yeah.
my setting is not perfect. When I was sewing this, I had parts where, it was very uneven, and I'm going to have to go back and do a lot of trimming and stuff. And it's like, I don't care. It's for family. You know, it's a part of life. I'm not looking to put anything in a quilt show or, go to the local fair and enter anything. I'm just doing this for me because it's what I want to do and what I enjoy.
Right.
And, people are going to want to see all that. And if they don't have to watch. They don't have to subscribe to me. It's not going to offend me in the least.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I've gotten so many people reach out to me and say, "Hey, look, I love that you leave your mistakes in there." I'm like, yeah, I mean, I, there's definitely a time and a place for the, television quality studio productions where everything's perfect. It's like, step one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. There's definitely a time and place for that. But I think
Good
people
morning,
also do it.
Jean.
Sorry, who did I miss?
Jean kept in stitches.
Ah, good morning, Gene. It's good to see you. Yes.
And I figure there's going to be people out there who are going to be offended because when they watch me do any kind of craft or whatever, they're going to notice that I'm missing fingers, and it's going to bother them, the one finger that was saved when I lost them, and that's on them, not me.
Yeah. And if they don't like it, I just hope they find, something they do enjoy. Okay, so good morning, Frank. It's good to see you as well. It's Gene saying good morning to the two of us. That's awesome. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about your sewing preferences and styles. Do you prefer to buy online? Do you like to go into a store and buy fabric? What's your preference there?
I like both. I will
Okay.
say one thing. If you go to Joanne, do not buy that Happy Value fabric. It might be great for beginners, but it is so thin and so see-through. It's not worth it. I went in just to check it out.
Okay.
I tend to buy a lot from Missouri Star. I tend to avoid The online store that shall not be named at the moment. Mike knows exactly who I'm talking about.
All right, we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get
Yeah,
into
when
flame
they do
wars.
their sales on Tuesdays and stuff, it's just you get sucked in. I mean, I broke down and got some
Okay,
polka
I'm
dot
with you
fabric.
now. Gotcha. Okay, I'm definitely with you. Yeah.
But I
I
like going in and being able to feel the fabric and see the quality as well. Now, like, if I order from the other places, I know what I'm getting. But
yeah.
otherwise, if I'm going into a store, I want to be able to touch the fabric and feel it, hold it up to the light and see how thin or thick it is.
Yeah, I'm definitely in person. I'll buy stuff online if I see something that's really pretty, especially if it's like a novelty. Or we were actually talking about this yesterday with a mentor and a friend. It was really funny. Um, but I prefer to go in store and shop because, especially if you're trying to match up a particular blue or purple or pink or whatever it is, like what you see online, it all depends on what camera they use to take a picture of it, what screen you're using, or what angle you're looking at on the screen, and all that mess as well. So, um, yeah, no, that's fun. That's really neat to. Um,
Yeah, and like I know the manager at my local Joanne, so I mean I could literally walk in there with, you know, a hunk of fabric here and say I need to match this, and they're
right.
not going to say a word to me.
I like Joanne. I mean, for certain things, I also go to my local quilt shops. It just depends on what I need and everything else. So, okay, we've
Yeah,
got
we don't
this.
really have a quilt store around here anymore. Everything closed down, and so I would have to drive to Hickory, which is like 30 miles away, and even then, that quilt store technically is a sewing machine store.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I'll just stick with, the few online places that I order from and, my local Joanne.
Yeah. Jean says he usually likes to shop at Wall of Shame. I usually shop my own stash as well. I don't want to call it Wall of Shame. I believe it's more you just you stocked up for because when we had the pandemic back in 2020, a lot of us were running out of fabric, certain things. So you don't want to get caught out again, right? So
Yeah, like my husband, when we got married, he had this Drexel furniture piece that was a chest on chest. We won't talk about who took it over and who has jammed it slam full of fabric.
what was the other thing I was going to say too? Yeah, another thing with fabric too is like they have a limited run. Like they produce X amount of bolts and that's it. So if you go in the store and I've been caught out like this before, if you go to the store and you go, oh, I'll just go get it the next time I come in. There's some that they run, time after time after time. But yeah, sometimes like you go back, it's gone and you can't find it again unless you want to pay, $15, $20 a yard on Etsy. You're done. So
Yeah, like
if
that
you like it, grab a yard or
fabric that I just showed. I want to say I probably bought 5 yards of that, knowing I'm never going to use 5 yards. But because I love lemons and I love that fabric, I went ahead and I bought it. I figure I'll get a couple aprons out of it. I'll throw it in a quilt somewhere. It
yeah.
eventually it will all get used. Maybe not the manatee fabric. Now I'm kind of hoarding that one.
Yep. Mike says he goes online. He's not a peoply person. I'm not either, but yeah, the stores I go to, they all, they'll ask if I need help, and if I say no, I'm just looking, then they're pretty cool about that. They don't bug me until I'm ready. But
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what I
really
love
nice.
from Joanne. I mean, there's a manager and then there's one employee that, we'll stand around and we'll talk because I've gotten to know them real well.
Right.
But, other than that, it's like, just let me look. And when I'm ready to have some fabric cut, I'll come up to the counter with it. And
Yep. Yeah, that's really neat. Yeah, I haven't been to stores much at all. Like my like the local quilt shop, I guess you call it. When I talk about fabric cuts, I love that place, but it's 45 minutes away. I don't think I've been there all year. I haven't gone out of business. Um, no, that's, you know,
yeah, there's another fabric store maybe 15 minutes away from me. But the last time I went in there years ago, it wasn't set up like a regular fabric store where you have your bolts and you can see everything was stacked on top of each other and you couldn't see what was what.
oh,
And
okay.
yeah, that just gave me the heebie jeebies and I was out of there.
Kind of sounds like this place I went to in Australia. Like we have Joanne's here, and in Australia they have a similar store called Spotlight. And apparently it depends on which one you go to because there's some that's very, very nice. But the one I went to, like the fabric was just like thrown everywhere. It was a hot mess. And I'm like, yep, and we're leaving now. So let's see. Fallon says that she buys in person online. I buy online if I know the fabric brand well and I know it will work. Yeah, I think I'm probably the same way. But yeah, I think primarily I buy in person, just to do it that way. Yeah, let's ask this question as well. Like, do you prefer to buy yardage or do you like pre-cuts? And I'd love to hear the audience's view on this as well.
Usually my Joanne does not have good deals on the pre-cuts, so I
Uh,
tend to stick with yardage in that aspect. But I do enjoy buying the pre-cuts because I've got all kinds of jelly rolls and fat quarters and the layer cakes and the charm packs and the mini charms, and in fact all the scraps that I just cut up, I literally took one of these scrapbook boxes and it is stuffed to the brim with various sizes of fabric that I could get cut out. So there's 10-inch squares, 5-inch squares. I might have some that are 3 by 5, the 2.5-inch squares. I mean, just whatever I can get out of it is what I cut. And I figure if I decide to make a scrappy quilt, I got all different kinds of sizes and I can just run through them.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm not a big pre-cuts person. I think the only time I really use pre-cuts is these puzzle mystery quilts.
I have a hard time with the cutting.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, I've got the 2 slide locks now, and that helps a whole lot. But, I still tend to want to swerve a little.
Yep.
And I think it's just my thing of me and sharp objects that don't get along.
Yeah, I think when it comes to cutting up, the biggest thing for me is a good ruler, like a good non-slip ruler. If you can do that, you're 95% of the way there.
Yeah, that's why I like the slide lock because I can get the measurements and, it's thick enough where I'm not going to jump up on top of it. And yes, that does come from So Be It Quilts, which is Fallon's shop.
Yes, everything. Yeah, I love Fallon stuff. I talk about it a lot here on the channel, and it's because they're products I totally believe in. Those slide locks is all I use for yardage. I think I've used my regular ruler once since I bought those slide locks. They are an investment. They are not cheap. They are what 50 for the 14 and 70 for the 24, but you will get your money's worth out of it. Definitely worth it for that. So I'm just trying to make sure I got this right. A and B. And then once we've done this, we'll be good. Okay, let's see. Brenda says we have a new quilt shop, Quilted Joy, owned by Angela Huffman of Fond and Porter, and she is there most of the time. Is that close to where you live, Brenda? Love to know that. You can tell me afterwards too. Okay, let's see.
Mike says
My,
Fallon needs to make more rulers because he has no more to buy because he's bought them all.
I would love it if you could do it in the 1/4 inch increments. Like we've got, with the trim blocks, you've got the 2 to 2.5, 3, 3.5, and so forth. If you could do it in one, like I know 1 1/4 is a little small, but if you could do 2 1/4, 2 3/4, and that, you would definitely get another purchase from me because half of these projects I do with Art East tend to have, like it's 1 3/4 or 2 3/4 or 2 1/4. So I don't know. I might be the only person that would need it, but that's definitely an option out there for you as well. Poor Matt was like, I need some time at home for myself. Kathy says they're well worth what you pay for them. I have both set to trim locks and use them all the time. Yeah, I'm with you on that there as well. Okay, Brenda says yes. Okay. Okay, we really need to open this. Okay, yeah, Mike and Jean could probably open a store with all the stuff they have. So
Yeah,
we are getting close.
I
Go ahead.
eventually want to get more of Fallon's rulers, but right now I can't afford it. So when I get them when I can.
Yeah. Well, you have birthdays coming up, you have Christmas, people always saying, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Just send them there. Or, yeah, it's always an option. But, yeah, save your pennies and, yeah, they are well worth what you pay for them. So, all right, I'm almost done. This is block 6B, hopefully. I think I put these in the right option. Okay, there's also one on Frankfurt Avenue called Cotton the Quilts. Okay, excellent. Okay, a bed and breakfast teaching quilt retreat with a quilt shop included at okay, perfect. All right, so I have finished my 2 blocks. There's actually a third one, which is a square, like a square with the triangles around the edge, but we're not going to make that today. That's going to be done on a separate video. So that's A and B. So I've actually got some stuff done. Yay me. And we did not need to bring out my buddies. So that's even better. I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up because I do have a couple of things to do today after today's live. So do you have anything going on your channel? We've talked about the ornament thing. So if you haven't checked out the ornament collab that she's doing with Mona and everybody else, go over and check that out. But do you have anything else going on that you'd like to share with the viewers?
Not at the moment. I will probably make a video and try to figure out what I'm going to do with the game night panel that I got from the place that shall not be named and try to get a layout for that. And I may do that on a video. I may not. One just never knows. Because I'm sort of leaving that one for the very end because that's the one that I have a feeling is going to give me the most trouble because my mind is just totally blank.
That's fine. Yeah. It's not sorry, the one chat thing wasn't letting me do type in there for some reason. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Okay, yeah, so for me, I'll have my podcast tomorrow morning as usual. I want to say thank you to everybody just for dealing with me this morning because I feel like I've been an absolutely hot mess going back and forth. We've learned a new program today. And yeah, I think it's worked quite well. I'd love to hear everybody's feedback on how you like StreamYards today versus the Zoom that I've used in the past. Good morning, Patty. It's good to see you. I'm sure you popped in earlier. I just didn't see it. Yeah, I think this worked out well. So yeah, I'd love to hear everyone's viewpoint to see if they like this as much as Zoom or if better than Zoom or worse. I'd love to hear everyone's feedback on that as well. I think other than that, I don't have a whole lot of fancy stuff to share. We'll probably get some more time lapses done soon. I'm working on getting the fabric cut out for the Cheshire Cat. I'm working on that slowly. A lot of cutting on that. So there we go. I think other than that, I think we'll go ahead and say good morning to everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for everyone for joining us. It's been great. And I look forward to seeing everyone on the podcast tomorrow morning. And yeah, we'll be back next week. And next week's guest is, let's see, who is next week's guest? Do you know, Michelle?
I don't know.
No, only I know, and I'm not sure. No, it's my friend Jess. Okay, so blessed by Jess, who was in the chat. She may still be floating around here somewhere. Will be my guest next week. So it'll be fun to have her on next week. So yeah, definitely come back and tune in for that one. You won't want to miss that. And we will see you all then. Happy sewing. Have a great day. Stay cool if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and try and stay warm if you're down here in Australia. Have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.